but they must have,
You know, counting.
they must have revenue.
Someone forgot.
Ah,
Million reasons.
they're refining.
Is there any reason we can't start this meeting?
We have quorum. Full house.
I don't think so. I don't know, maybe.
Yes, I'm ready.
One of my big fears is like that Kim was looking at me.
I'm having trouble reading
But anyway,
this.
all right, guys, ready? Keith?
I spilled water on myself.
I know. I watched you do it out there.
What do you mean,
Remind me of my dad.
Welcome, everybody, to the Rye Town Council meeting of April 16th, 2026. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. O Lord, bless this assemblage, grant us the wisdom to make every decision fair-minded and the best interest for all its residents. Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Call the roll.
Call the roll, Madam Clerk.
Councilperson Deborah Frieden. Councilperson Pamela Jaffe.
Here.
Councilperson Randy Salyer.
Here.
Councilperson Thomas Nardi.
Here.
And Supervisor Gary Zuckerman.
Here. Adoption of the minutes of two meetings, the regular meeting of March 19th, 2026, and the special meeting of April 7th, 2026. If there are no additions or corrections, I have a motion and a second to approve both sets of minutes.
So moved.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next item is a continuation of the public hearing to use the eminent domain procedure law on a parcel near the Otter Creek Bridge. This matter is actually scheduled for a closing tomorrow. So unless something untoward happens, I'd like a motion to adjourn the public hearing to the next regular meeting of May 21st, 2026. And with the hopefully understanding that at that time the matter will be closed and we will not be going forward.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Comments from the public on non-agenda items? Anybody from the public wishes to speak? Debbie, do we have any comments on Facebook?
Not yet.
Thank you. I'm sure you'll let us know if there is. Thank you. First resolution is a resolution to engage LaBella Associates to conduct a survey of a tax parcel in the Rhinex section of the village of Mamaroneck, which is part of the town of Rye. Debbie, do you want to just briefly tell us what this is about, or would you like me to?
So as many of you know, the town owns a very small parcel in the Rhineck section of the village of Mamaroneck, which is part of what's known as the Taylor's Lane site. We are having it surveyed so that we know exactly where the property lines are, and as a precursor to deciding what is the best use for that property. And we put out an RFP to 3 qualified land surveyors, and the best price was from LaBella for $3,250.
Any questions?
Yeah, what's a guesstimate of the size of the parcel?
We could ask the assessor.
I'm gonna ask the assessor.
That is a good question. I don't remember off the top of my head I think it was maybe 1.2 something acres. Off the top of my head.
There is a fence on the property that belongs to the village of Mamaroneck because it is a brownfield site. And we want to find out exactly where our property line is with regards to the fence. There are several possibilities for this site. One is that that we give it or sell it for a very minor price such as $1 to the village of Mamaroneck. The part that is a brownfield part, and they could develop it possibly as a playing field, which is permitted. They've done a comprehensive study of that site. The others, we could sell part of it to Mangone Landscaping, which is already squatting on part of our site with their garden equipment. And the remainder remains to be seen. There are a lot of things, but first we have to know exactly what we own, and then we can make a determination as to what the best use is. It is currently of no use to us whatsoever. It's just sitting there.
So I know that the village of Mamaroneck has been remediating the bulk of that property.
That is correct.
And I understand that that process is pretty far along. Has the parcel that the town owns been subject to any remediation?
The answer is that the entire area identified as the brown field and which was capped includes a portion of the town's parcel. There have also been chimneys installed throughout the brownfield site, and there are at least 2 chimneys on the town property as well. And the fence reappearing, it apparently existed once. It reappeared recently, and it reappeared at the behest of the Department of Environmental Conservation because that was part of the requirement. So Mamaroneck put the fence up exactly where the DEC told them to, and that is why there is now a fence on the part of the town parcel. Does that answer your question?
One part of it. So the remediated portion is fenced in, and there is a portion of the town's property that's outside of that.
That is correct.
And would it be a fair assumption that because that is outside the fence delineating the remediated area, that area is not in need of remediation?
Without having a hazard mitigation study done, I could not guarantee you that, but that is the assumption, yes.
The assumption would be that since they were remediating all of that site, that they would have done a deep dive to see what needed remediation and what did not. But once we have a new survey of the site, we'll know what we own, and then we can engage whomever we wish to engage, whether it's the owner of the adjacent land, Mangone, or whether it's the village of Mamaroneck, but we can start to make decisions as to what we would do with it.
Or the property could be conveyed as is without any, if there was some question about its environmental situation, it could be sold on the basis that
Yeah.
you
That would be down the line if we
Right.
sold it. We would sell it as is. We're not going to engage in any,
Right, exactly.
in any cost to do that. If somebody wants to take it on, you know, then that's a discussion to have. But I don't think we can really do anything until we,
Always good to know what you own before you sell it.
exactly, exactly. That's the whole purpose.
This is sorry.
Okay, Debbie first.
I just, Randy was
We have an
asking
invasion.
Randy asked several of my questions, but that was my question. Now, DEC should have that specific information, though, about which part of this parcel or this larger parcel needed to be remediated, which part is part of the brown. So we ought to have that information with respect to the piece of it that we own.
We do, because they told Mamaroneck where to put the fence. The thing that started this was Mamaroneck put the fence up. And we knew that some of that property was our property where the fence is. Why are you putting a fence on our property? And then we did a deep dive and we found out exactly
At-
why.
Was it at Mamaroneck's cost that they put the fence
Yes.
up? So in effect, they put the fence up on our property that needed to be fenced in for the area that's still the brownfield area.
That is correct.
And they paid for it versus having us have to pay for that section of the fence.
That
no?
is correct.
So we thank them for putting up the fence, but we still want to understand where our property is and where, is that?
That is correct.
Okay.
You have conducted a good analysis. Thank you.
Okay, and then to Randy's point, clearly, depending on what we do with that piece of property or further remediation is needed or anything like that.
Pam had a question.
One, I think a lot of us are always surprised at the parcels that the town owns sometimes. And while they were doing work on their adjacent parcel for remediation, were they aware it was the town's parcel that they were fencing in, or did we find out kind of secondhand?
I'm not sure of that. They put the fence where the DEC told them to put the fence. And so that's the bottom line with that. Am I correct, Deb?
Yep, you are
Okay.
correct.
So-
And then we were eventually,
No, I called
Informed.
them.
okay,
And they said, oh, didn't we tell you?
nice, okay. I'm glad that
I
they're doing
would-
work.
I would add, I've had a number of conversations with the village manager and the village assistant manager about the site over time, multiple managers. And there have been multiple studies done by environmental engineers on this site. There have been an environmental engineer who's been employed by or I guess engaged, because it's a firm, engaged by the village to monitor this property, test it regularly there's an extensive study on the chemicals that have been detected both in the air and in the water, the groundwater and the ground. There's a substantial study on this. And they are at the end of this whole journey.
But my assumption is they're not at the end of remediation if now is when they decided to fence it in. I mean, my assumption is the reason to fence it in was to fence in the portion of the property that's potentially unsafe.
Yeah, but
That's why
it's-
they would fence it in.
Yeah,
So
but-
if they were finished with the remediation and the area was clean, they wouldn't all of a sudden require a fence.
I want to be clear, they haven't cleaned the Taylor's Lane site. They have not done that.
So there
They've-
hasn't been
they've
remediation,
capped it.
they've-
They've capped it, and a lot of time has ensued since the capping. It was capped in the 80s, 1980s.
Okay.
So they have done no active cleaning of the site.
This is also, first of all, the uses for the site. The fact that it is a brownfield and has been remediated doesn't mean they can't use it for something. They are projecting, for example, the report, I read the report that they wrote, and it can be used for things such as recreation. They could put a playground there, so it's not that dangerous.
Why did it need to be fenced now then? I guess that's my question. What prompted the
Because
DEC
I
to
think
decide now, after all these years, we need to put up a new fence?
Because the fence was there and it came down over the years. So apparently somebody said, where's our fence?
Okay. Okay,
So-
so this was just replacing a fence
Yeah,
that had been there
yeah,
previously?
it's not a new fence.
Without additional testing to see whether a fence was still necessary or not, potentially?
Right.
They did do recent testing, and
did.
that was part of the results that came in the study,
Okay.
which also have led the DEC to now say, okay, now you can start thinking about doing something with this property.
Yeah, and by the way, it's going to be, I think, a wonderful thing. It's one of the largest parcels of open space in that area, as you know, because you live nearby, and I think it's going to be something that could be quite nice.
Whatever Mamaroneck decides to do with it.
Well, there's a history to this piece of property that Hope knows. This was originally conveyed, our share was originally conveyed, I think this is the property for affordable housing. Am I correct? Yeah. So this was conveyed to Mamaroneck a while ago for the twice, right, Debbie, correct. I was gonna say it was conveyed, and then reconveyed back, and then conveyed again, and the theory was that the village was gonna use this as an affordable housing site, which never came to pass. So there is a big history with this project. And we're gonna try to move forward and finalize it in some way, a way in which, you know, I personally do not know at the present time, and obviously the council will be apprised and see what kind of decisions we can come to. Okay,
Is
so-
this where the most recent, they had an affordable housing, I don't know if it was in the village of Mamaroneck or the town of Mamaroneck, last year, 2 years ago, that was very controversial? Was that on this piece of property?
No.
That was separate?
No.
Okay,
This is
I
a
didn't
long
think so,
time.
but I
Hope,
just,
do you remember
okay,
when this was?
thank you.
This is like in the 80s and 90s, if I recall correct, from something like that.
I thought in the late
Yeah.
80s.
I'm just trying to remember what I've read in history.
I know it's on Post Road. Where is it? Like, what's it
Remember
by?
the TD Bank is? Wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, down by Toyota and all those. in
Mhm.
there.
That's what I thought. Okay.
On the right-hand side if you're going south?
If you go south on the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side if you're going south.
Okay, motion and a second, please.
I'll make the motion.
I'll
Second.
second.
Hope, please call the roll.
Councilperson Friedman,
Yes.
Councilperson Jaffe,
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer,
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi,
Yes.
and Supervisor Zuckerman.
Yes, thank
What's
you.
so funny?
Council people, remember the system.
Shall I ask?
No.
No,
No. No.
no.
Okay, next item, Charlie. Resolution to authorize a tax certiorari settlement for Gabe Realty Corp. on Fox Island Road in Portchester.
Hi, everybody, Jeff Binder, town
Oh,
attorney.
you're doing this. I
I'll
thought
do
you-
it, I mean,
Okay,
Charlie actually just gave me the numbers, so I'll just do it. This is one of Dan's cases that's been settled in the village of Portchester. This is on Fox Island Road, it's a single-family home, and the school district, as always recently, is monitoring all these settlements, through their council, and is aware, of just about every settlement that we have, pending and brewing in Portchester. They participate in the court hearings. They're consulted by us. We check with them before we're gonna settle something, and so we stay in very close contact with the school district through their attorney. So this is, yes, in Portchester, and the refund that the village of Portchester, will have to pay as a result of this settlement is $7,445, and the school district refund is about $13,672. And I would recommend that this board approve this settlement so we can move on.
motion, any questions?
And that's for that period from 2020 to 2025, that's the total.
Yep.
If there are no questions, may I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second,
Call the roll, please, sir.
Councilperson Friedman,
yes.
Councilperson Jaffe,
Yes.
Councilperson Selyer,
Yes.
Councilperson Nardi,
Yes.
and Supervisor Zuckerman.
Yes.
Excuse me.
That finishes our resolutions. Do we have reports?
Andy, you're up. Hello.
I didn't have the computer to turn on.
Let me see.
Okay, so this is, January through March's, year-to-date. This is from last year versus this year, which for revenue or gross, we are up we are up compared to last year, and with waived fees, we're a little down from last year.
Well, that just means we have fewer fees, fewer events, correct?
Fewer, like, we didn't have the Board of Elections here in February, I believe that they come by, so they didn't come in February, but they're scheduled for June. And then the teachers haven't been coming as often to have their meetings. I think they've been here twice, but the other times they've canceled. I don't know if it's that they haven't had enough teachers attending their meetings, so they haven't been coming as often as last year. Based on events, we have less events this year compared to last year, which last year was 93 and this year it's 79. And then this is the breakdown from private events, which for residents, we have 8 for Portchester, 4 for Rybrook, none for Rhinebeck. And then for non-residents, we have 13, which is a total of 25 private events. And then for the municipalities, for residents, we have for Portchester 7, Rybrook 2, which is a total of 9. So far, we've had 3 public events. And then we have the breakdown of the programs. With Fiddleheads, we've had 9, that's the cooking class. Chess, 19, they're here usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Council for the Arts, which we've had 4 so far, they're here every Tuesday. And then the choir, Jessica Zamek, we've had 10 so far, which she's here every Thursday, which she'll be here later on tonight.
Good, I've heard that. They are excellent.
And then we have our last concert, which would be on May 3rd, which is Sunday at 2. You can purchase your tickets online. And this was from our last concert on March 22nd. We had a soprano.
And cellos.
Was that the cellos, right?
Cellos first and
The soprano.
This concludes my report.
Thank you, Candy. Any questions?
Actually, yeah, I'm just looking at the numbers, and, I mean, we're down substantially in the public usage, and then we're down overall events. Are we seeing, for the remainder of the season, do we think that's going to mitigate?
It always happens during winter, where it does slow down due to the fact that the only location that is open is the mansion. It could be because of the fee rental per hour that diminishes us having more events. But for the summer, we have pretty much every Saturday and Sunday for the pavilion and the mansion, almost all booked.
Question, when someone, like the school district, books a space and then turns it down, is it possible to do a small survey, send them a survey to ask why, just to see what might have happened?
We could. Most of the time, they'll just say, oh, we forgot that we canceled or that we're gonna host our meeting in the school. Sometimes they only have 3-4 people that show up to their meetings. So instead of them coming here, they just say they'll do it in a room, in a classroom, in the school.
I think it's good for us to track it anyway, just in case someone does push back and it's, a price issue or something. It's good for us all to know.
Yeah, those are, they don't charge for them. Those
Right,
are
no,
waived
I'm not
fees.
saying for,
Those are
these
waived
such
fees.
things.
Paid events were not down.
Right, it's the unpaid usage. But then the other thing that really actually made me happy was looking at your event breakdown, and we always worry about Portchester utilizing this space as much as Rybrook. and noticing that the majority of usage, at least in this portion of the report in these series of months, Portchester is higher than Rybrook.
Right.
So it feels like we're making, we're making egress into that village.
Right.
We're still not having Rhinebeck show up. I don't know if it's the cost or if it's the travel, but it'll be nice to see some Rhinebeck people using the mansion as well, the facilities.
They might not, it might speak to publicity, that our publicity doesn't get there, that the people in Rhinebeck, Randy could speak to this better than I, that our publicity, the people in Rhinebeck may be plugged into the Village of Mamaroneck publicity rather than the Town of Rye publicity. I don't know. Any thoughts, Randy?
I agree. I think that's I don't know if it's worth any outreach, Debbie, or to the school, because I see that a fair amount of the utilization is kind of youth-related stuff, so maybe some publicity in the schools might be worthwhile. I mean, the reality is there are facilities in Mamaroneck that are a lot more convenient. But, this is a beautiful place, and it would be nice if people, so maybe having appropriate communication with someone in the schools.
Schools, synagogues, churches, where weddings and bar mitzvahs.
It's a good idea.
I'm happy to help with any publicity and marketing outreach, that. I'm just also wondering, we do table usually during Portchester Day and Rybrook birthday. Is there something similar with Mamaroneck that we might be able to get out there and show off visuals of the space?
Not that I'm aware of, but
I'm not aware of any kind of a Rhinebeck, yeah, I am loud. I'm not aware of a Rhinebeck Day of any kind.
But we could do it.
Homecoming?
There might be things in Mamaroneck. We could talk to Mayor Torres and also Councilwoman Lucas.
Yeah.
Don't they have the carnival each year at Mamaroneck Harbor?
they do.
Do they have anything aside from having rides? Do they have any other municipalities or anything there?
Listen,
I have to say, the last time I was at the carnival, I wasn't aware of things like that. I wasn't paying attention. I was chasing my kids onto rides. But
There's something that goes, sorry, I'm so bad with names, but on the main street, the one that passes down past the movie theater, like once a summer, it seems like they,
You mean Mamaroneck Avenue?
yes, thank you, that's the one. But they do block that off. And I've seen tabling there, so I wonder if they would municipality to municipality allow us to promote the space a little bit.
Well, usually when they close it off is for the firefighters, like the parades that they have for St. Patrick's Day and I think 4th of July, I think.
something in the middle of the summer where they do block off the avenue.
I don't remember. I'll find out.
Okay, awesome.
I think that sending Debbie and the schools to make a presentation and a slideshow and look at, you could have all the things you could have here might be helpful.
Right. Okay.
Maybe just a mailing. Even just a mailing might be good. It's so old schooly now.
That costs money.
It does, but
We need to spend money to promote.
we could probably ask them if we could promote on their Facebook or Instagram about the space. Sorry, we're just spitballing ways to try to get Rhinebeck more in the party.
Well, we do include but we include Rhinebeck in the community cleanups every year,
Mhm.
and they participate every year
Yep.
in small numbers, but nonetheless.
Yeah, no,
So it's,
they're dedicated, which is great. So I think Randy's point is, just showing equal dedication back.
I think spending a little bit of time on.
a marketing plan and some brainstorming, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think that'd be great.
Mhm.
All right, that's it from me. I've created enough problems.
No, they have ideas.
Thank you, Candy.
Thank you, Candy.
Rick, do you have anything?
Just quickly. When you drove in, I don't know if you noticed the van that was down there and
did.
the pole and.
Security company.
Yes, we have two new light poles, two new security camera poles up.
Oh.
One at the front entrance and one at the ball field, so when you're leaving, you'll see it tomorrow, the electrician will come and hook them up and we'll be in play. Then he'll be heading over to Town Park to work there. Otherwise, we have the community cleanup coming.
Oh, wait, got that up on the screen.
Ah,
Great, thank you.
So will that be basically recording every car that enters?
yes,
So, and how long will they,
30 days it holds
oh,
up to.
so it should be if there is an unfortunate incident.
I think it was last year, there was a stolen car in Mamaroneck. The person took it into Greenwich, out of Greenwich into Rybrook. He got a flat tire. The cops were chasing him. He came up Betsy Brown, entered our park between the guardrail and the fence, drove across our lawns, and got stuck down the lower end because it was all muddy and soft. And we had the whole thing on film. It was hysterical. He was,
You have it on film if the camera's now at the bottom at the entrance. Is there a camera also by that walking path from Betsy Brown?
down the bottom, the one down the bottom right now is the first one down there, but we have one at Betsy Brown's walkway.
There is one.
Yes, we also had an incident where we had 3 young men start a fire out by the container gardens, and we were able to, the police saw who they were and knew who they were, and because of that camera on Betsy Brown. Yeah. Yeah.
We're in the surveillance state.
I know, I just hadn't noticed that.
So it always interested me when I heard about incidents in my past life. I would always ask, and what happened to the miscreants? Were they appropriately punished? Do we know?
Definitely the guy that stole the car, because that he involved, I think, 5 municipalities. So yes, he definitely was prosecuted. The young men were, their parents were called to the police station. And, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, we've had a couple of incidences here. We had $6,000 stolen out of some woman's car. And it was on the camera that we were able to get the car license plate of the person that stole it. And the cops went to the house, arrested the person. Don't go to the bank and drive to a park and leave the money in your car in broad daylight. Okay, community cleanup. I'll just do this part of it for Crawford Park here. When you leave Crawford Park, especially now, the tunnel of flowers as you're leaving along the roadway, the cherry trees, well, they're old and dying. We're replacing, we're not getting rid of them, we're adding 20 more trees in between each tree, so that as it dies off, new trees are growing. So that'll be our community event. Huh?
Were they donated?
No,
Okay.
Do we know what's killing the trees?
Huh?
What's killing them?
They're old.
Are they old?
They're old.
Okay.
You know, ornamental trees can give you 30 to 50
Oh,
years.
okay.
So they've been there
Mhm.
a long time.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Vic.
And then just a quick overview for the rest of the cleanup day. Kevin, if you want to take it, feel free.
No, please.
Okay. So once again, we've got 4 different locations this year. We'll be down in Rhinebeck at the Mamaroneck River, PC along the waterfront. We'll be here with our cherry trees, and then Pasilipo Center will have planting. And that's going to be from 9 to 11 a.m. What we are doing that is super fun, 11:30 to 12:30, we are moving to the library, where they're going to be hosting a seed swap earlier in the day during our cleanup. And we're going to have a speaker series hosted at the library. So we will have Renana from Fiddleheads, and I just want to make sure I pronounce that correctly, and John Hazeltine from Meals on Main. And basically, it's going to be about sustainable food, sustainable living, growing your own, what's being done for food insecurity in this neighborhood. And speaking of food non-insecurity, we're very lucky in that we are getting pizza donated, and there will be refreshments at this event. So many thanks to, help me here, Colony Grill. And then also we're going to have raffles. So anyone who comes to the cleanup will find out about this. We're hoping to draw them into the speaker series. We'll be giving away a lovely garden bed, which right now is living in my garage, as well as another couple of prizes. Anyone who comes to the speaking event is entered to win one of the prizes. So hoping to just generate some community engagement as we hit Earth Month.
Thank you.
We're trying.
Thank you. Very good, Pam. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Now that we got the nice stuff out of the way, now we'll go to the money stuff. Hi, John.
Hi, everybody.
Do you have your screen up? Is there something, is there a visual?
I don't see anything. My financials should come up.
Let's see.
Oh, no, it's not there. But I said it should be here.
An appointment to look at my cataracts. Can't see anything.
Not here. It's not there. Yeah, it's the other one. I want the, okay, here we go. We're in the first
I mean,
page.
they
Great.
could
Okay,
clean up.
let's stop right there.
Five,
Okay.
three, and a baby is gonna do it.
Everybody ready? Already.
5 and 3 we would take.
Yeah, they've been fun.
Okay, it's a little bit too large. Oh, yeah, a little bit, up a little bit. All right, that's good. Okay, so this month we added another column so that everybody knows it's the in rem and in rem eligible column as of 3/31/2026. It's the $424,000 total. So that's new. Since last month, we're trying to add some information on there to make it more understandable for everybody. So that basically represents in-rem amounts and in-rem eligible amounts that cause those properties to go into foreclosure or in-rem, or will be going into foreclosure. So that's the original balance, that 424. So we're trying to make things more understandable. So to quote that famous rocker, every picture tells a story, don't it? Rod Stewart. Anyway, so, okay, so If you look at that 524 and compare it to the 1811, 356, that amount represents everything against those properties that hasn't been collected since then or is in default. For example, county and tax, county and town properties, school taxes, those properties have not paid those taxes, most of those taxes, as of today, 3/31/2026. So that number is substantial. It's 1.8 million. And, but we're making progress on it. In April, in rem properties for about $200,000 were collected. So making progress, I know Jeff's working on that hard. And so that's that number in a nutshell, very important. It's the in rem lien totals. Okay, and if you go down to, we have additional liens that aren't in rem and won't be in rem for another year and a half. That represents 487,329. And our total in rem receivable balance is at 2,374. 813, right here and right there. What's really important to know about that is that, in essence, that's our receivable, okay? We had to make the municipalities at some day whole, so we pay that out to them. That, in essence, is our receivable, our responsibility. That, in essence, is our responsibility, our receivable that we have to get collected to make us whole. Okay? Sure.
At the end of 2025 versus where we are in 2026 and our receivables are much higher,
Yeah.
is that a concern and do we know why?
A lot of it's in rem.
Okay, you
This
should, I think you need to.
160. There's some substantial balances in there. There's a $423,000 balance in there for one of the properties. So, yeah, that in rem.
That we have hope of collecting?
Hopefully, we will collect that. Should I get into more detail on that?
Yes.
Sure.
We will collect all of it at some point in time, 100%. The question is when. And,
And that's through ultimately foreclosure
yeah,
if it
yeah,
needs to be.
I mean, ultimately, but if you take a look on the next schedule, I hate to interrupt you, John, but if you look at the next schedule,
Okay.
the schedule, our schedules,
Yeah, that's the
A,
in
B,
rem
C, and
table.
D, those are in rem schedules. There's only one property remaining in rem from 2024. And that's in court. And then we have
Thank you.
the 2025 properties are total of 1, 2,
Yeah,
there are 10 properties, and
we've collected 2 of those
we
in
collected.
April.
Yeah, we collected 2, the complex at Portchester, those 2 properties, and the one in Rybrook, I believe.
Yes,
Correct.
Right, if you go down, it's the Hendel Arlene property for $58,000.
Yeah.
Right there. See it? We've collected that also. So since the end of March, we have collected $200K of in rem, and to Gary's point, we expect to collect everything.
And I guess that's my question. If we have negotiated settlements,
There's no negotiated
none of
settlements.
this, no negotiated settlement, okay. so
There's
just
no
forget it.
negotiation.
Okay, okay.
Okay, and they have to pay, I mean, Jeff is in charge at this point. He'll give them, for example, Jeff can explain that, but, you know, there's always a story with it, and he will give them time, but at some point, they will have to pay.
Okay, thank you.
So nobody gets off the hook.
Good to know.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank
Yep.
you. So
Thank you,
there's more
John.
to my spiel here. All righty, so if you go down to the school tax receivable number of 1,843,000, okay, we've collected a lot more since the end of March. And so in April, we're gonna have to make whole those municipalities for those amounts we haven't collected. And as of today, it's gonna be about $680K that we're gonna have to make the municipalities whole. So there've been some additional collections of that 1843 But as of today, we're gonna owe the municipalities about $680K. And that's normal. And compared to other years, it's a very good number, compared to other years. In other years, it's been as close as 2 million. So, moving in the right direction. Does anybody have any questions at all on this material?
No, I just want to comment that, you know, when we see outstanding receivables in the form of taxes, the receiver's office is constantly sending out notices, so money is coming in. And even though we want everybody to pay all of their taxes on time, the town is not at a detriment when they don't, because the tax rate, pardon me, not the tax rate, the penalty rate and interest rate is very substantial. It's like 12%. So we actually carry a number in our budget for taxes and penalties, because we're assuming that a lot of it will be coming, a lot of our income will come, not just in the taxes, but the penalties and interest. So all of this gets figured in. And, you know, we have to compliment the receiver
Yes.
and the attorney who follow up this, and of course, John, who's done a fine job in keeping track of all of these numbers now.
Thank you, yeah. So another note on that 1843, which is due now, but again, we're gonna owe $680K at the end of April. Carla's team, to date, has collected about $72 million in school taxes, and we've already paid that out to the municipality, so they've done an incredible job. $72 million is a lot of money. Any other questions?
It makes this a lot less concerning.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
72 million.
they're busy, they're really
That's not
busy.
here anywhere.
You don't see it, but I thought I'd mention that, and also,
Thank you.
right now, we're in a very, very good cash position because of those collections, so as far as cash goes, we're in very good shape. Okay?
Thank you, John.
Sure. All good, everybody?
We're all good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tax receiver, Carla, he went home ill today, so Hope will say something to us.
Just to remind all property owners that the 2026 county and town is due by April 30th, and they could, we encourage people to try to pay online. It's for the ACH check, $1.50 charge, and also they could pay by credit card. There's a 2.35% charge with that. And also we have the security box in front of the building at 222 Grace Church Street. Just leave you can leave your check in the bill there, and we will send you a receipt, or they will send you a receipt, and you could come in person as well. So we want to just remind you, if you ask your bank to send in the payment, please ask them to send it in before April 30th. If you go to the post office, please go to the window and have it hand stamped, because you cannot depend on the post office just putting it through a meter. By law, they cannot accept it by a meter.
I'll follow up on that. I hate to denigrate the United States Postal Service. However, if you're paying the tax not through your bank, which does it automatically, if you're paying your real estate taxes, whether it's school, village, town, or county, please do not mail your payment through the Postal Service. It has become very unreliable. The easiest thing, and I'm sure that if you do not know how to do it, our very excellent staff in the receiver's office will show you how to set up an account with your bank, because that is the easiest way to do. For $1.50 charge, you don't have to worry about the payment getting there on time. It gets there on time, gets debited from your account, debited and credited at the same
And what's the
instant.
stamp now, Gary?
And the stamp is going up to 80 cents, I understand.
So let me see, so that's 70 cents. A 70-cent real
mind.
payment for doing it online.
That is
Which is the way
correct.
to do it. And if you drive over there, the gas now, thanks to Trump's war, will be, God help us. So it really is the cost-effective way to do it. And it's, I will confess that I did it on the way over here, and it took me about 12 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, that's a very good testimonial. It's even easier than dropping it in the box in the front. You don't have to drive over there, you don't have to worry, oh, are they gonna pick it up in time, et cetera, et cetera. We do, but the easiest thing is to use the ACH system. And I believe, I'm not sure, I think you can schedule a payment in advance.
Yes, once you register.
You can register, you can schedule your payment in advance. So just make sure you have money in your account, and it'll be debited. It'll be
That's
debited.
important.
That is an important thing. But
A bounce check doesn't count?
does not count. In fact, a bounce check will incur penalties.
Yes.
So I urge everybody who's paying their taxes to take the very modern, up-to-date system that we've installed in the town of Rye to make the payments as effortless as possible. I know it takes a lot of effort to get to pay your taxes. Nobody likes to write that check, but we have to do it. And I'm just saying, this is the best and easiest way to do it, the most sure way to do it. And as I say, I hate to denigrate the Postal Service, but we've heard too many stories about mail not getting delivered on time. And this not getting delivered on time comes with a penalty, so it's really important. Okay, I've said my piece. Hope has said her piece, thank you. Jeff, do you have anything? Town attorney?
Always such a pleasure.
No, I'm not at liberty at this point to discuss settlement, it's not the right forum.
We have collected the 210, I told you about, in rem, and it's,
None of this is being recorded on the program. Nobody can hear you if you don't step up to the mic.
That's okay. Okay, we don't need the banter. We've said what we had to say. Let's move on to the town clerk's report, which has been submitted.
Yes, we were
Okay.
just talking about that, sorry.
So unless, let me just go around the room before we adjourn. Does
Gary, do
anybody?
you want to talk about the events coming up?
I forgot, yeah, you have it up there. Let's talk about the events coming up, Debbie.
All right, we have our Rye Town Park Annual Community Conversation coming up on May 17th. That's Saturday? I thought May 17th was a Sunday, but. All right, we need to fix the flyer.
We need definitely to fix the
It is
flyer.
Sunday, May 17th, at 10 a.m. under the pavilions at Rye Town Park. Please come participate in the conversation. The park commissioners will be there, and they are there to hear what the community has to say. Come and see all the work that's gotten accomplished and all the work that's planned. So please come. And then, following that is our, Pam, do you want to talk about EchoFest on May 30th?
We are in, it's funny, we're planning EchoFest and Pride at the same time. I'd say we're a little bit ahead on Pride as far as the event details go, but EchoFest will be here at Crawford. It'll be on May 30th, 11 to 4, and there'll be everything from vendors to workshops on sustainable living to demonstrations. It's just going to be a day to get out there and learn how to be green in your own house and in your community and kind of embrace that lifestyle a little bit more. So, and it should be a fun day. And then here you go. We just had, thank you, Vic, and thank you, Charlie. We had a fantastic walkthrough of Rye Town Park on Tuesday, prepping for Pride, and we're reimagining Pride a little bit this year. We definitely are marketing it as one of Westchester's most family-friendly celebrations, and we want to lean into that. So we're gonna have, basically, we're gonna have the art show that we always have. We're gonna have the fair where there's gonna be services and information given out to LGBTQIA plus youth and adults. There are gonna be activities and crafts. We are adding in performances this year. So the arts and craft portion of it, the tabling is 3 until 6. 5 o'clock, we're gonna have local theater groups, local high schools perform right in front of the tower building. Then at 6 o'clock, we'll unfurl the flag, and we're going to take off on our mini march, our little parade, and we'll go right down the boardwalk to, what would we call that area?
It's called
I'm
the
gonna call
boardwalk.
It's like the Great Lawn. It's like the Great Lawn.
There's a small arbor.
Yes. There's a little pavilion there. We're gonna have food trucks. We're gonna have a DJ, a gazebo, yes. Our DJ is actually helping us. He's in the other room right now. That was Anthony calling out. He's got ideas. What we really want to do is bring it closer to the beach and get people to see and hear and participate and come off the beach and say what's going on there. So we will have an after party. So we'll have music and we'll have singing. Vic actually is bringing us a certified talent this year. And we're just hoping to get bigger and better.
Sounds like a great celebration.
It'll be fantastic.
Good.
Is there a budget for this, or is everything being donated?
We have a small budget
And what
that
is-
we approve,
what
I
is that
think.
budget?
I want to say our part of it's about 3,000.
I would say that's the right range. I don't remember exactly whether it's 2,000 or 3,000, but it's,
Yep, and then
That's what it is.
Pride, Pryede, does fundraising and gets grants.
okay.
And they are equal partners, plus this year, for the first time ever, we have the city of Rye as a partner.
Okay, good.
So that is gonna actually make it better to promote, it'll make it better as far as budget goes.
Just when you mentioned food trucks and all these different things, and I know that
Food trucks,
sometimes
people are
we're-
gonna have to buy their food.
I understand that, but sometimes there's a minimum that you need to guarantee them before they come, no?
Some you do,
Okay.
some you don't.
Okay.
Usually go for the ones you don't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Vic
okay,
has amazing relationships.
thank you.
And the certified talent is free.
Yes.
It's been great in the past, it's been a really nice community event, so
Like we said,
we're
we're
very
we're
happy to see
hoping
it.
5 years later that it's, we keep changing it, we keep changing the
It
formula.
keeps getting better. It keeps getting better,
Right.
really, every year since we started. It's better.
So we're very excited.
I think in today's world, inclusiveness is very important, and recognizing everybody in our community, regardless of who they are, is really important. So thank you for taking the initiative and really bringing this to the community, and keeping at it.
Yeah, I think
It's very
it-
appreciated.
people do love it, and they come back year after year. So if we can just channel more of that and really make it a destination event, that's what our eventual hope is.
Thank you, Pam. That was very good. Anybody else?
June.
Nope. With that, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn. Our upcoming meeting is May 21st. Motion to adjourn, please.
I'll make them,
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Randy, who do you?